with you guys, and we'll go ahead and we will get started. So today is kind of the first time we're doing our kind of like our President's Roundtable, but online. And the purpose for today, we really kind of want to talk about working through crisis, right? Because that's kind of an experience we're going through right now. We're all trying to navigate. And this is kind of what we're going to cover. So we're going to talk about identifying the needs of our members, creating opportunities for engagement for them, even though we're moving online. A lot of our student organizations, about 95% of our student orgs, for the fall, we go through the election process at the end of the spring. So we're going to briefly talk about that, upcoming deadlines, and then we'll turn the floor over to you guys to make sure that you have an opportunity to share your experience with us, share concerns, raise any questions, things like that. We good to go? All right. So working through crisis, right? So what is a crisis? For us, it's really any event or set of circumstances that threatens our ability to operate as we traditionally would. It challenges us to get creative. And in reality, it puts our leadership skills to the test. And during this experience, I want to stress that our student organizations and our advisors, you guys, your leadership is going to be essential to make sure that as an institution, we all kind of move forward. You guys really set the tone for what we do and how we operate as an institution. So your leadership in this transition is going to be really important. So crisis shapes us as leaders because we put essential skills to the test, right? We become adaptable. We learn to think critically. We have to solve problems. We learn to make difficult decisions. I know for us on our end, we struggled a lot these last few weeks trying to navigate how to do this best, right? And most importantly, we learn to effectively communicate to make sure that our organizations remain active and that our members' needs are being met. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm hearing a little bit of disruption in the background. I'm so sorry if that's coming through, but feel free to interrupt as you guys would like, okay? If you guys
Corey cracks me up.
Okay, so guys, as we move forward, I encourage you guys to learn to identify the needs of your members. So I want to ask you guys, what are the channels of communications you're using to gain insight from your members? How are you anticipating their needs or learning to identify those needs? Are you guys using emails? From my experience, it's a little bit challenging to get in contact with students. So are you guys sending out text reminders, or are you using your social media? What are kind of the best practices for your organization and your members? Each organization has a very different population of students, and the way that they communicate and the way they interact are very different. So definitely keep in mind the channels of communications to gain that insight. Oh, excellent suggestion, guys. If we're able to mute and then we can unmute right now when we get to the next portion, we can, that'd be a little bit helpful. Whoops. All right. So what kind of support? So when you're gauging your members, right, to gain insight, what kind of support are they needing? Are they looking for social interaction? You know, right now we're definitely promoting that social distancing, right? That's what we're seeing all over our social media, on the news. But how are we still connecting? Are our members wanting to connect? If you're like me, I'm an extrovert. Y'all know me, I'm a chatty Cathy. I feed off of people's energy, and I kind of need that. So if you have members like that, you know, how are we meeting those needs? Are they needing academic support? Are they needing tutoring services? And how are you guys communicating those resources to them? Are they just looking for advice? You know, we're all transitioning. Are they just needing advice on how to manage their time better, how to not procrastinate, things like that. So making sure that we're identifying the needs of our members at every level. You guys are kind of, especially for those first year and second year students that they came to college looking for a specific experience, and now it's out of our control, and these are the cards that we're dealt, and we're learning to navigate. What kind of support are they needing? It's really important that we stay connected to them. So it's really important for us to create those opportunities, right? So how is your organization? It's really important to think about how our organization is going to continue to fulfill our mission and overcome social distancing, right? I think, and this is my personal opinion, but it's also something that I've been reading up on, you know, continue to host our meetings. My colleague was just mentioning Teresa, if you guys are familiar with her, she's our Greek Life coordinator. You know, a lot of us need that structure, and it gives us a sense of normalcy during these times, right? So we definitely encourage you guys to continue to host your meetings, the regular date, the regular times, but obviously now using these online virtual platforms to do so. Check in with your members individually, and this is where your executive team is really going to make a difference. If you haven't met with your executive team, I highly encourage that. I think if you guys split up if you have a large organization, say, hey, you reach out to these 10 members, or you reach out to these 5, and just make sure, you know, check in with everyone, you know, make sure that they're staying on top of their coursework, ask them how school's going. That one-on-one relationship is going to be essential right now to make sure that we're reducing the stress and that's caused by isolation. So always create intentional presentations that your members can benefit from and that also align with your organization's mission, right? So something that I thought about was like our professional organizations collaborate. You know, we may not be on campus, but reach out to like career development and ask that they moderate a session via Zoom about career planning or you know, resume workshops, things like that. So making sure that we're creating programs that our members are going to gain from and that align with whatever our purpose is as an organization. Stay on top of current events and make sure you are communicating. Guys, during these times, I know most of our programming has been face-to-face, but we have to get creative. Something we're working on within our office is hosting Netflix parties, watch parties, and I will include those instructions and share them with you guys. But it's actually a really cool kind of extension that you would use in Google Chrome, and it allows you guys to chat and interact, pause, discuss, whatever documentary, movie, show, whatever y'all are watching. It allows you guys to interact. Something else that I saw was really cool that other schools were doing is that they were broadcasting karaoke nights, so like everyone would get together via Zoom and take turns singing. So that's something maybe that we can think about, playing charades, truth or dare, or other interactive games via Zoom. And of course, using our social media, recognize your members, interact with them, have your leadership do Instagram or Snapchat takeovers to share what their experience is like with social distancing and kind of how they're, you know, share their workspace, kind of share how they are continuing to operate and stay focused on school and stay active via those platforms. I'm going to move on to talk about elections because I know that's something that's going to be heavily impacted. I know you guys depend heavily on the UC and academic spaces to host your elections, and I know that's something that's going to be impacted, but please know that we've thought about how to help you guys and support you guys to do that. So something that other institutions do is that they recommend creating election committees. And we highly encourage, so we have some advisors sitting in. We encourage you all to participate and kind of spearhead this team. Include executive members that are in leadership positions right now that are not seeking re-election to be a part of this team as well, because they'll be really important when communicating with the students and making sure there's transparency and things like that. So definitely create an elections committee. Have your candidates create a video presentation, provide them guidelines for how long the video should be, and the content that they should include. So they need to give a brief description of who they are, where they come from, their major, things like that. It all just really depends on the organization. So definitely do that. I recommend using a Google folder to organize all those videos by position and sharing them with your members. You guys are probably more experienced with like Google Docs and Google folders, so you don't need me to do a tutorial, but if you do, I'd be more than happy to do that for you guys. Electronic ballots. So a lot of institutions use Google Forms to create an electronic ballot. We encourage advisors and that election committee to really be the ones that manage this form to ensure that transparency and making sure that we're reducing biases, or that there's no one, I guess, tampering with ballots or the results. Make sure to edit your settings to each ballot so that individuals are only allowed to vote once. If you guys need me to create that video resource, I've kind of already done it. I just need to put it online. But if that's something you're needing assistance with, we do have those tutorials that are going to be posted onto our RSO website to help you guys out a little bit. But that's it for elections. Some upcoming deadlines that we have, guys. So we are still going to be hosting our RAMIs. Obviously, it'll now be virtually, and I will be meeting with SJ this week to kind of figure out how we're going to do that. But it's really important. We extended the RAMI deadline to March 27th, if you haven't already read the email, but it's this Friday. They're due by midnight, and we've had advisors reach out asking about those letters of recommendation. We will now be accepting them just because traditionally they've been requested to be stamped and sealed. But advisors, if you're going to be providing those letters of recommendation, you are more than welcome to send that via email to organizations@angelo.edu, and we will forward them to the respective individuals. Renewals began April 16th, that's a Thursday, and they run through May 8th. So we have a large amount of our organizations that renew for the fall. This excludes our Greek organizations because they operate on a very different calendar. They go from spring to fall versus fall to spring. So that doesn't pertain to them. But renewals are going to be really important because starting May 11th, if you have, for example, I think Eric's on the call or in the session. Starting May 11th, I shared that spreadsheet with IT, and IT will go ahead and transition everything. So if you're a current president, VP, or treasurer, you will no longer have access to the emails that people send to that domain. So if I want to send amas@angelo.edu a email, their new leadership will be receiving it starting May 11th. So it's really important. Those forms and meeting that deadline is going to be really important because that's when we start transitioning all of our information, our website, things like that. But I do want to turn it over to you guys. What kind of questions do y'all have, if any? Are there any challenges you guys are facing at the moment that maybe we can provide support or kind of information on?
Are we doing RAMIs virtually then, since the packets are due the 27th?
Yes, so the goal is to still recognize all of our student organizations, but it's definitely going to move online. And that's why that meeting with SG is going to be really important, because we want to make sure that it's student driven and that we're doing it to the best of our abilities for you guys. So yes, RAMIs is still going to happen. Obviously, we can't accommodate for 400 people in the Janelle Center anymore, but the goal is to still do that, and we will still do that.
And when is the date for RAMIs again? Are we still planning on doing?
Yes, we're still planning on April the 21st. So again, it's just a delivery, and then we'll still be giving out physical awards. We're just gonna have to figure out if we have to wait for campus to reopen or until the summer to have everybody come and pick up those awards, or if mailing them.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but no, Rammy's is still going on as planned. Well, not as planned, but we're still doing the same date, same time. Just the delivery will be different this time.
All right, cool. Thank you.
So as far as not Greek Week, Greek Awards, I think I heard something about it being added into Rammys, like some of the awards. Is that true? Is that happening or what?
Yeah.
And I can jump in here. Yes, that is true. I have only received 2 nominations. I will get the form updated today. Not form, the website. Sorry, they're mowing outside of my apartment. I will get the website updated today to reflect the accurate awards that are still going to be awarded through this year. Sabrina, if you could do that for me, that would be awesome since I don't have access to Live Whale. And you guys need to turn those in. You'll have the same deadline as RSOs for Rammys, so it's this Friday at 11:59. I am hosting a Greek Council meeting tonight, so I was planning on announcing that tonight with everyone.
Gotcha. Thanks.
You are welcome.
Will you be sending out the PowerPoint?
Yes.
Or could you send it out?
Absolutely. So what I'm going to be doing, Audrey, right now, I'm actually recording this entire session. So I'm going to upload it onto the RSO website and send all of you guys a link to it so that you guys have access to all the content. That work?
Yes, thank you.
No.
Oh, also, I'm in a Facebook group, like somebody made a Facebook group and it's like an open mic, whatever. So if like people are thinking of activities, I know you said the Zoom karaoke night, but that group is like anybody they sign up for time slots for certain days and they go live on that Facebook group, and they can do whatever. They can sing, they can do, I don't know, comedy, whatever they want to do. So if your group's looking for something to do and maybe too big for Zoom, something like that is cool.
That's super awesome. I didn't know that they did that. If you don't mind sharing that link with us, that'd be awesome. Definitely something to look into.
Sure, yeah.
Alrighty. Any other questions, guys? Is there anything that we can provide any clarity on? How's the transition been for you guys? Has it been a little bit challenging?
I actually wanted to ask about the email domain.
Yes.
And if it's possible for us to use that domain to create kind of like a Google email and, like you said, like create or use it as a Google folder or use it for a Google folder?
Yeah, so unfortunately the current email domains that you guys have, the @angelo.edu, they just serve as aliases. So you can't email out from that account. It's just kind of the agreement we had when kind of like that happy median for us. You definitely can create that Google Doc, maybe using your personal angelo.edu, but you can't use that like the eptis at angelo.edu or things like that. Unfortunately, not right now.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, sorry, Fatima.
It's okay, thank you.
No problem.
So I just want to know, like, what ideas do y'all have for like helping encourage academic success among the members of our organizations? Because a lot of, like, keeping the organization afloat is important, but I'm more worried about people who aren't going to transition well into online classes and how we can support them from an organizational standpoint.
Definitely. I think definitely checking in with people. Maybe I know our Greek organizations are great about like study halls and having everybody come together. So maybe that's a little bit of a tough one, but I think our leadership is really gonna be kind of that it's going to be all of our jobs, right? But your executive board is going to have to be the people that kind of create an accountability system to make sure that we're all transitioning well. And if you guys want, I can definitely continue to research some best strategies on how to do that. But yeah, I can share that with you guys as it comes available to me. I know housing and other departments are posting tips and tricks on their social media, and we continue to share anything that like that we share on our story. But if we need to repost it, we definitely can and will. But that's a great question. If any of you guys have suggestions for Mason, definitely feel free to jump in with recommendations.
Emily, can I, how's it going? Can I jump in quickly?
100%, go ahead.
Okay, awesome. So my name is Jenny Love. I'm with the Office of Development on campus. And for those that might not know what the Office of Development does, I know Audrey does, I think Cody does. We help other people like the community and alumni and friends make an impact on ASU's campus. And something our office has been working on right now is developing a campaign that shows how the Rams are rising above the challenges that are being faced during this unique period of time. So it's called Rams Rise. Rams innovate, succeed, and empower. And what we're really needing from faculty, staff, community members, and the students, I know it's so overwhelming right now, but we really want to showcase the stories of what you're doing to kind of rise above this situation, because the Ram family is strong and sticking together and helping each other. We want to showcase those stories through this Rams Rise campaign. You should be getting more information about that from communications and marketing I'm hoping by the end of this week. Obviously, there's kind of a priority of the necessary information that gets sent out to ensure the safety of our students first and foremost. But we're going to get to a point where the community is one, and alumni are going to want to help. And so we're help via words of encouragement, monetary help, donating to the Ram Pantry, and just give them a place to a kind of a go-to place to share all this and find information out about that. So I wanted to just jump on here. Thank you, Emily, for letting me come on here, and so I can communicate that to you guys. My email address is Jenny, JENNY.love, LOVE, @angelo.edu. I'd love to hear from any of y'all if y'all have any ideas. Emily, you mentioned hosting Netflix parties. As y'all develop those ideas, those out-of-the-box ideas, send that my way so that we can include that and how, that is rising above, right? The alternative plan for the Rammies, that's rising above. That's being innovative. Rams innovate, succeed, and engage.
Awesome. Thanks, Jenny. You're always welcome. So my question to you is, Jenny, when students reach out to you, what are you kind of looking for from our students? Because our student leaders are really kind of the people that we give them information and it trickles down through them, right? What kind of information are you looking for? Videos? Are you looking just for quotes? Or are you looking for pictures?
I think photos. I mean, what we're gonna be asking people to do through this new web page is when people are posting, because everybody's, whatever you're posting, is that you use the hashtag Rams Rise Up, and then that way it's feeding to that page. I think there's going to be a form on there as well where you can just submit just a story, a quick, hey, I saw so-and-so getting groceries for whoever, I saw somebody tutoring, or showing somebody how to utilize something online. I saw this student helping this faculty member with an IT issue, things like that.
Cool. Awesome. So just using the hashtag Rams Rise Up.
Yes. Or Angela, and then the typical hashtags, Angelo State, I think, but Rams Rise Up is going to be the hashtag for this particular campaign.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'll definitely.
It also goes along with did y'all ever do Caught You Doing Something Good? Caught You Doing Something Good? I think y'all have done stuff like that. It's the same premise.
Cool. Yeah, so I'll create kind of like an email to kind of debrief and send it out, kind of like meeting minutes to all of our student leaders, and I'll include that in there so that we can get this campaign going from that end. No problem. Any other questions, guys? Any concerns at all? All right, you guys. Well, just to kind of you guys can communicate with us at any time, Monday through Friday. We are always available via email. If you call my direct line, 325-486-5486. Those calls are being forwarded to my cell phone. So we are always available. If you guys have questions that you guys don't really want to talk about in this huge group setting, that's okay. Email us and we can get in contact with you guys. But I look forward to doing this at least maybe once a week, once a month, depending on what works for everybody. And we will continue to figure this stuff out, right? We'll get through it all together. But I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day. And we will, sorry guys, I got a quick question. Officers need to be updated by May 8th. Yeah, that's when that renewal form is, Jalen. So yes. Yes, so if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out. All of the MSAT team is available all the time for you guys. But you guys have a great day, and then we'll stay in contact. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.